crazy week with everything that's going on in our society. Very, very crazy week. We're still studying, still trying to figure out what's the best course of actions. Making sure we're sharing information that kind of makes us think, right? So why not make other people think too, right? Like, we can all end up falling foolish to our emotions. But like I said, I wanted to come on and share some content based around, what's going on today, to kind of get a better understanding of what's happening, in the political, in the religious, in the cultural paradigm of the world, which is fucking crazy, Coming out of the Marine Corps in 2014, knowing what I know now, or not having known what I know now, I felt lost, man. And a lot of people are feeling lost. They're feeling probably angry and out of place. They don't know what to do. They don't know if to fucking revolt or whatever goes through our minds when things like this happen, and we have the awareness to really act, or lack of awareness to act irrational. It's crazy, and I felt like that when I got out of the military, starting to learn what I know now about life, politics, society, the social construct, all this stuff. It'll drive people crazy, man, if we don't know how to deal with it. And reading books was the best way. I started studying criminal justice, and criminal justice led me to learning about government, and that led me to figuring out that I like philosophy. So having the military mindset that I had, and not agreeing with almost everything that is going on in our society today, I kind of had to figure out ways of finding solutions to the problems that we see today. So for me, was educating myself in ways that would allow me to articulate to others, and understand within myself solutions for the problems that we see in the world, revolving around the areas of politics, religion, culture, racial makeup, all this crazy stuff, even this and even the spiritual later on. But I had to figure out ways, man. And one of the first books that drew my attention out of all of them, was the Communist Manifesto. And this book was one to spark of many unnecessary revolutions around the world, which ended up leaving people in more poverty than they were in to begin with, right? And this is a book that we have to be mindful when we read, all right? Not to fall into the deception that is also intertwined into some of the literature around the world. Now, I don't even know why I picked up this book first, but it was probably because, this is a book that is thrown around all universities. Like, they don't really want to talk about it, but they do talk about it. You feel me? A lot of the politics that is taking hold today came from individuals like Karl Marx and Engles, But this book got me to understand, the breakdown of the upper class and the middle class, the proletariat and the bourgeoisies, which are the elitists, the upper class, the industrialists, those that kind of lobby governments to make laws and policies that don't benefit the proletariat, the working class, the general citizenry. So this book kind of, broke the stuff down in that sense, and it helped me understand a lot of what's going on today, and this also led me to understand that, violent revolutions never bring about solutions. If we want solutions, we have to develop ourselves. You get me? Another great book that helped me was Sun Tzu, The Art of War. This book is great. so that you learn how to act, you know, and how not to act in moments of trial, especially the ones that we're going in through today. You get me? And the reason I'm sharing this information is because at any point in time, wherever somebody watches this video, the kind of information and the way that I'm relaying it, I know is going to be of value. Why? Because it's gonna, what I want to induce people to do more of is think before we act. Is actions are fundamental to creating anything. You get me? But the all is mental. You feel me? The all is mental, and before we can put anything into action, we must think. Anytime we do anything, we think. And so it's best to have the right kind of information in your mind, you know, if you want to go about doing something productive with the actions that you take. All right. Sun Tzu, The Art of War has most likely been of value to me in innumerable ways. You get what I'm saying? Another one is for those that love to speak, and those that are politically oriented. I mean, you're gonna love to speak, and one that really helped me with that was, you know, Rhetorics from Aristotle, and that's also gonna help you in understanding a lot of the political jargon that is thrown around, and how words can serve, you know, to manipulate people, and how they can be used in a negative way. And the English language is one that is riddled with spells and you know, and just words that can literally cause people to commit unnecessary act. And from, you know, manipulation and words and all of that, we move into propaganda. Right now, this world is being governed by the propaganda machine, and those that do not understand how the minds of the masses can be molded and directed by those in power that want to direct it in the direction that they want it to, will be led astray into the slaughterhouse without them even knowing that they're being led to the slaughterhouse. You get what I'm saying? A lot of us, our perception and our perspective of life is very misdirected, and that is because we have been misinformed and disinformed purposely. You know, our spiritual development is non-existent in any place in our society. Not even the religious institutions that we have around cater to the development of the spiritual nature within each man. So therefore we walk around not understanding that we are but, you know, energy, consciousness manifested into, you know, material form to have an experience right now as what we are, which is, you know, humans, mankind, to have this humankind experience on planet Earth. But we don't get that. We don't get that perspective. So you know what happens when we near death? We approach it with fear and regret that we didn't do enough. So it's mindful to learn, man. It's very important. This book really helped me understand how the minds of the masses are controlled and directed by a select few in our society. This is crazy. This is profound information for those people that grow up thinking that life is, you know, that things are bad because of bad people. Yeah, we understand that, but a lot of us don't understand that, like, a lot of our view on life, a lot of our understanding of life has been literally constructed by a select group of people that want us to remain gullible, stupid, and incapable of critically thinking outside of the box, you know, and envisioning something greater than themselves. Yeah, we can say, like, to each their own, everybody gets to do whatever the fuck they want, you know, we all have free will, all this crazy shit. Yeah, but at the end of the day, like I've been relaying to a lot of people, like, you can, somebody said you can leave a seed on concrete for 20 years and it'll remain there and it'll never grow. And it's the same thing with a seed in soil, man. It's like a seed in soil. If you put a seed in bad soil, the seed may never grow, or it may grow weakly. You get what I'm saying? But you may put a seed in good soil and it's gonna grow amazingly. But it all depends of it's really the environment, man. The environment plays a big role, especially in the human development. Like, it played a big role in all of our lives. It's even played a big role in my life. I like many other, like a select few individual, like the select few that go to the Marine Corps, select few that do this and that. I, like one of the select few individuals, have decided to, like, really focus on my intellectual and spiritual development. And I thank God, you feel me, that he's guided me in this direction. That I've listened to that little fucking whisper, to that beautiful whisper in my mind and in my soul that tells me, go do this, go do that, even if you don't feel like it. But this is crazy. A lot of people are walking around, purposeless and living a life that they feel has no meaning, and it's because they haven't given themselves no fucking meaning. And that's really where it's at. You feel me? Our intellectual development is profound, and we don't know because of propaganda, because our minds have been molded by outside forces. We don't really know what is and what really isn't. I'm trying to find the really dope, crazy stuff that this book really goes. So look, the first chapter, it calls on the organizing of chaos. You feel me? And that's what really, society is. So society is organized chaos. Is organized and controlled anarchy. Nature is anarchy and order. The natural order of nature is just anarchical in itself, and everything works in the way that it's supposed to work. But mankind can decide and choose how they can, mold society, and we have that capacity because we learn the way we learn, right? In the first chapter, he goes organizing chaos by this is Edward Bernays. He goes, the conscious and intelligent manipulation of the organized habits and opinions of the masses is an important element in a democratic society. You get what I'm saying? That's the thing about democratic societies and why they fall a lot sooner than republics. And it's because democratic societies mostly cater to the voices of the masses, and that's not always the best course of action. You feel me? Especially when dealing with government, the best kind of governments are republics, and the reason for it, and though they often fall, is because they fall into democracy. But republics, the beauty of republics and why Rome lasted so long is because republics focus more on the value of the individual. Conservatism is all about, the people that love conservatism, they want less to do with the government. You feel me? And liberals kind of want to get rid of government policies, but the whole thing has been flipped. We don't understand politics. And like I said, this is why I'm sharing this knowledge, and why this video is specifically directed towards, awakening, like, a political mindset in people, because we don't understand politics and we don't like politics, but yet politics is fucking up the fucking ass, left and fucking right. All this shit that these cops are doing are being led by legislations that a lot of the people are not aware of. A lot of people are not aware of the beauty of this little fucking this thing called the United States Constitution, yo. Those 10 first Bill of Rights written by those 56 men into order, yo. Forget about the whole, applying it to everybody, man, woman, and child, regardless of race, religion, or creed. You apply those first 10 Bill of Rights of the Constitution of this country to the whole world, and every man, woman, and child in this country, in this world, is free. And we don't need no United Nations. We don't need no World Health Organization. We don't need no new global paradigm instituted. The United States already has over 500 or 900 fucking bases around the world. If the United States really wanted peace, or the people in charge of the United States really wanted peace, we would have peace. But we don't have enough conscious individuals in positions of authority, that are already in positions of authority, with the awareness and the mindset to really impose that kind of desire and drive in the people. So the people must wake up. Like change doesn't always, we expect change to come from the top, but change comes from the bottom, from within. You feel me? Like I said, we got to put a seed in the ground in darkness for it to grow into a great oak tree, mango, avocado, whatever it is. You feel me? And all of this that's going on right now, this is a shitload of darkness. And I hope that, you know, people continue to seek out knowledge that will awaken them. You feel me? And we move from like a lot of the knowledge that I acquire is for that, yo, to bring value, to learn, to teach people exactly what I'm learning, because what I'm learning I plan to use it. And I know that a lot of people are lacking in things that if they had right now, they would use it, like their voice to speak, you know, their concerns to what's going on in an educated manner, to where more people listen and more action is taken. We cannot do this as individuals. Like, we cannot change the whole world as individuals, but we can change ourselves individually. You feel me? Individually, so that collectively we can change the world. All it takes is one person to change themselves, and you know, and that's it. And the world around you will change also. That's all it takes. A lot of the stuff that's going on today, violence ain't gonna solve it. Violence is just gonna make it worse. You know, that's why a lot of the individuals in power have been using their money to finance the other side, you know, to create that civil unrest in the people. But we need to understand that, yo, knowledge is useful only when utilized. Martin Luther King understood this. Mahatma Gandhi understood this. Malcolm X understood this. That's why Malcolm X, he preached, you know, he espoused that, yo, we be strong. That's why I know how to fight. That's why I joined the military. You feel me? I'm a one-man army. I'm good. But what sucks is that the individuals that depend on me, not all of them are good. So that makes me more valuable to them. You feel me? Not just to myself. And Malcolm X wasn't just valuable to himself. He was valuable to others. And he was just trying to instill that in others. You feel me? Just like Martin Luther King. You feel me? With the non-violence movement. There is a value in non-violence. Just like there is value in violence. You get what I'm saying? If somebody killed your child and you feel like you gotta, you know, death is the only way to get back, yo, I'm not gonna say, who am I to judge? You feel me? Don't judge lest ye be judged also. You feel me? That's what that good book says. And so, you know, we move from propaganda, from understanding how we're used to manipulate, how we're manipulated, to, like, you know, this book was great for me. For individuals that also want to learn how to speak to great numbers of people, you know, the crowd. It's another great book that I want to share with you guys right now. Gustave Le Bon was a French philosopher during these revolutionary times in France, during the whole communist movement and the French Revolution and that crazy time. So that's a good book on that. But, you know, another great one, I don't know how to really relate this, The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli. In every man there's a prince, you feel me? Because before you become a king, you must first be a prince. So learn how to lead, you know, learn how to use your enemy's strength against them. Learn how to move astutely, you know, avoid the unnecessary heartaches and failures of life, you know. It says over here, necessity must have two, inevitably bound to. These are the words that occur insistently throughout The Prince. And again, success, victory, prestige, achievement. And on the other hand, loss, failure, defeat, death, the opposite, are linked together by an almost obsessive use of because. Yo, we must act wisely. Think before you speak, before you act, so that you can manifest what you want on life, not the other. You get me? A lot of people are letting themselves be guided by these TVs and by the influence of outside forces. We can't allow these things. We have to be more mindful, especially during these times. We have to act. If we do want to create if we want to have protests that does have an effect, then we have to do it mindfully. We have to be intentfully with everything that we do in this 2020 society. We have to understand that technology has innovated to the point where we can literally be enslaved by it. We can be hurt without having to do much, just by doing what we're doing, acting irrationally. So we have to use the technology that we have mindfully, right? Gene Sharp is another author that I share, and I like to and I want to continue to share with more people. And Gene Sharp talks a great deal about non-violent resistance, civilian-based defense. I'm gonna go through over a few of the defenses without war, which Gene Sharp talks about. He goes about the need for defense, civilian-based defense. Just like, overthrowing governments through non-violent means, through non-violent action, non-cooperation. And there are so many ways, you feel me? We can withdraw our money from certain organizations that we don't agree with. We can withdraw our involvement from certain organizations that we don't agree with. We can create new organizations if that is what we want. You feel me? The Constitution even grants that. You get what I'm saying? That's the beauty of that about this document, that it lets the people know that if you don't like the way that your government is working, you have the right to renew things and to rewrite the whole thing if that's what you wish. But Gene Sharp, great author to have in mind, especially when meditating upon the things that we want out of life, that we want in life. Because whether we like it or not, this material reality has been ruled by politics in one way, shape, or form or the other since recorded history. You feel me? Since man has been able to record history as far back as 50,000 years, one form of government or another has existed, from monarchies to republics, democracies, to dictatorships, to all kind of shit. Feudalism, societies, all kind of shit. So we have to be mindful. What is it that we want? What is it that we want to create? What kind of actions do we want to take? Do we want these things to fucking matter?
Look, don't do that right now. You don't got the spray. I forgot what the fuck is from my car.
Right here in the back.
Yeah,
Breeze? Meditation, spiritual development has helped a lot. Not just to get me to focus on myself more politically and all around, personal development, but it's also allowed the right people to come into my life, make way for me to take the right actions, to get involved politically, or to get involved in the systems that kind of rule this reality. Reality is what it is, and there's only so much that we can do about it. So we have to learn how to work with things. We have to learn how to work with what we got rather than, complaining about it. Once we learn to work with it, then we see the value in it and how we can use it to our own benefit. If in 20, 30, 50, or 100 years, what we end up manifesting creates the opportunity for it, then so be it. But these United States of America did not become these United States from night to day. It took the founding fathers between 2 to 6 years to manifest the documents and the cohesiveness and harmony, the loyalty between these men to manifest these Bill of Rights and this Constitution and this Declaration of Independence. It wasn't easy, and that's just how long it took them to do that, But that was long in the works way before that. Like, these lands were taken over, 100 years or over 100 years before this country declared its independence. So we need to understand that what we want to create is going to take time, and we have to be mindful. We have to act, we have to act right. We have to act Machiavellian. We have to think like Machiavelli. We can't just act on impulse. We're not just regular animals. We're the thinking animal. We are the human animal. We are consciousness with awareness and the thought process and the ability to continue to manifest himself to the greatest of his capacity. You feel me? Be that physically or metaphysically and spiritually as well. And even technologically now with this whole crazy stuff that's going on. You can augment yourself technologically. You feel me?
Don't forget the food analogy, niggas. The food analogy.
The food analogy.
Because the niggas be eating hella food and shit.
There's so much that we can do, and because of our lack of awareness and our lack of willpower, we fall shorter than what we're supposed to be. So I hope that some of these books, are of value to you. The last one that I'm gonna bring back up again is Jean-Jacques Rousseau's The Basic Political Writings, and this book has been really, really, really fundamental, especially right now. Me desiring to get more involved politically in the world and expressing more political knowledge to people, because Rousseau is probably one of the best political writers around.
Right. Yeah, but you got over there, right?
He says, a citizen should render to the state all the services he can as soon as the sovereign demands them. However, for its part, the sovereign cannot impose on the subject any fetter that are of no use to the community. I know a lot won't probably agree with that little phrase that I threw right there. That's just talking about, our relation to government. What's the name of it again?
My chest go like this, look.
This one?
This the shit you got for 115?
For 125.
There's some good shit there. Di que tú fuiste de una vez y mangaste de que otra de una vez. Tenía que mangarle dos ahí mismo para que, feel me?
This book will help you understand a lot of the current political moves that are being made right now at the global level, and it will also put you up to date to the organizations that are making this move, how they operate, and so on and so forth, as to the technocratic government that is in the process of being implemented right now, whether it happens or not. And in the fashion and form in which it happens, all really depends on the consciousness and awareness of the people that are directing it, and the people that are going to be under its control. You get what I'm saying? And so as our consciousness and our awareness about the political chains around us, the yokes around our necks, these religious political legislations that we keep putting into place, as we become more aware of how they work, we can then begin to create solutions for them, because that's all human beings do. We find problems, we create solutions. We always and somehow we always continue to find more problems, and thank God we continue to come up with solutions, man. Because
did you know that hypertension and heart disease kill more blacks than anything else in America? I didn't know that. I thought it was the police.
You get what I'm saying?
Now show that
Hypertension
que
and heart disease kill more blacks than anything else in America. I didn't know that. I thought it was the police. Did you know that
My brother's showing me
hypertension and
this
heart
shit.
disease kill more blacks than anything else in America? I didn't know that. I thought it was the police.
You get what I'm saying? Yo, I'm all about it, man. I'm all about bringing that awareness, cause yo, without it, a lot of people are gonna go crazy with what's going on. You feel me? With this whole George Floyd thing as well. So, like I said, yo, become aware of the propaganda machine. Become aware of the political change around you by understanding politics for itself. Because at the end of the day, we are the ones that are approving these things. You know, by our state of consciousness. You're not gonna get not one of these books that I have right here. You will hear of in college, unless you specifically, except for this one, and maybe some Aristotle. But you will never read about Edward Bernays, all right? You will never read about Edward Bernays. You will never read about Niccolo Machiavelli. You will never read about Gustave Le Bon, Gene Sharp, Jean-Jacques Rousseau. I mean, I took criminal justice, and in criminal justice has too much philosophy and political science, and it's crazy that I didn't read about Rousseau. You get what I'm saying? But I read about Locke, Hobbes, and no Voltaire, but no Herbert Spencer. You know, the man in the state. These, like I said, these books will make you aware of the terms and the terminology and how these words are being used against us, because we, like I said again, we don't understand these things because we have for too long shied away from them because we don't agree with a lot of what's going on, and that's fucking us in the ass again. When you avoid something because you don't like it or you don't agree with it, so you avoid learning about it, you end up shooting yourself in the foot. These books, these are just but a small part of my library, but these are books that I have acquired for the purposes of, as you can see, right? 2 of these books, one is on rhetoric and one is on speaking to a group of people. There's a lot of people out there that are rhetoricians, meaning that they are speakers, they're communicators, they're here to speak. You know, their work is better produced through their mouth. They can do many other things. They can fix cars, they can play video games, they can box, they can fight, they can do whatever. But often they speak, and they love speaking, and they like speaking to other people and sharing information, but often they lack the knowledge to share the content that they, and speak on the content that they really want to talk about. So like, I like speaking on politics and ethics and you know, and just good stuff. So I had to acquire the knowledge on these things. Niccolo Machiavelli, the prince, like I said again, yo, you want to move like the king of your own realm. You know, you want to become your own best asset. You don't want to become your worst enemy. You want to become your best friend. So you can understand when an enemy is around, and so that you can become, you know, like I said, your best asset, the best tool that you can rely upon.
Should have been like, I got 8 books right
Your
here.
consciousness is always telling you where to go. Mine told me to go into the military at 17, 18. I was mesmerized when I first saw a Marine Corps climbing up the mountain on a commercial. I was mesmerized by it. To each their own. Some people are mesmerized when they see somebody flying a plane, but yo, reality is going to send you in the direction that it needs you to go, so that it can find the solutions and or create the solutions to the problems that we see in this world today. And there's a lot of problems, you feel me, affecting us in so many ways. From all the way body, mind, and spirit. The educational system, the political system, and the religious system of this whole society is all jacked up. That's why our culture is all jacked up. That's why our spirit is all jacked up. That's why our souls feel so empty and misdirected. We don't know where to go. Our memory, we don't have nothing good in these memories. the great majority of us are out here just abusing drugs, alcohols in so many mindless ways, not using anything in purposeful, in like a purposeful way. Like, we're just trying to escape. We're just looking to escape in so many ways. And I'm probably being a hypocrite, you know, talking about it as I'm smoking a blunt. But I thank God that I've gotten out of that mindset, you know, to each their own. I look at Alan Watts, and Alan Watts used to do the same thing. So, you know, I know that I'm still working on myself. I just turned 30, so I'm still working on myself. I got a long ways to go. George Carlin's, that the comedian, said, like, in his 30s and 40s, he said he was always chain smoking, and in his 50s and 60s, it got to the point where he would just keep a blunt around the house just to hit it like once a month. I've used weed to that extent, so I've learned the value of it, but I've also learned that if I get down on myself, I won't do the things that I need to do. You feel me? The things that need to get done won't get done if I'm just consistently getting on myself because I'm smoking a blunt. No, I gotta be myself. I'm gonna be myself. You feel me? I gotta be myself. Each and every one of us has to learn how to be themselves, but just don't be too fucking extra. And I have been extra. You get what I'm saying? Huh?
You put something else in here, or this is the shit that really...
No, that's just it.
I don't want to throw that shit in my car.
Because the truth, like, I'm learning, I'm growing, and I have to put that out there because I got nephews that follow me. You get me? I got my nephews that are younger than me, and they follow me, and they see all the crazy stuff that I post. So I'm glad that I'm open with these little mofos. You feel me? And I can speak openly with them, and they see it, and I let them know. You feel me? I share the knowledge. I'm like, yo, listen, I started early. I had the wrong friends around. Instead of encouraging me to go to school, they were encouraging me to smoke and stay home. And you get me? And I kind of made the conscious decision to follow along, you know, to be led astray. So we all got to become responsible for that. Sometimes we place blame on other people. I had to become aware and become responsible that, yo, that was my choice to stay home, you know, and allow somebody to induce me to do the wrong shit. So I share that knowledge, and I tell them, you know, there's nothing wrong with weed. It's just wait a bit, you know, wait till your body is fully developed, wait till your brain is fully developed, and then do it. But if you choose to, you know, learn everything else, bro. Learn. You need the rush. You need the rush of life. Each and every one of us, from time to time, needs that rush of life. But then we get to the age where, like, yo, fuck it, your life. We need to chill. We need to fucking chill, bro. Yo, right now you're going too hard, right? That's why you're losing your mind. Here, take a fucking blunt, bro. Chill. And then you're like, oh my god, oh, right? I forgot. I'm not the body, I'm the spirit. I gotta chill. This body's gonna die eventually. They got limits. I gotta chill. But then, hey, we got shit to do. Wake the fuck up. Yo, let's go. We got shit to do. You feel me? That's why you can't always be high. That's why you gotta understand the weed, so that it don't fuck you in the ass like this government structure is right now, because we don't understand the government. You get me? What we don't understand, what we don't know will hurt us. Ignorance is only bliss to an extent, but you still got to deal with the pain of ignorance. You get what I'm saying? Ignorance is bliss, but you still got to deal with the pain of ignorance, of doing stupid shit. So at the end of the day, you get fucked anyway. So why be ignorant and get fucked when you can know what not to step on and not get, you know, whatever the fuck. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm just talking shit right now. I'm just sharing content right now. I'm just, you know, I'm smoking a blunt. I'm sharing some real shit. Like, cause what's going on right now in the world is crazy, and people need to wake. We need to wake the fuck up. We need to wake up. You know, we need to use these plants the way that they're supposed to be used. These politicians, before they fucking pass any stupid ass laws, they need to get together and open up a fucking bottle of like Hennessy, Bacardi, and get drunk, and then read the fucking laws and the legislations and the ordinances that they're gonna fucking pass. They read it out loud to each other and be like, yo, this shit sounds stupid. Why we gonna pass this shit? Nah. You hear what I'm saying? Them niggas that should be fucking drinking some alcohol and drinking it before they pass these stupid ass laws they passing. You feel me? So they can realize how stupid the actions they taking is. But they not. they snorting coke or doing whatever the fuck they doing, dropping androchrome droplets in their eyes, or however the hell it is that they consume this crazy drug that they sift out of children suffering. Yo, it's crazy stuff, yo, that's going on that we are aware of, that we don't just let us drive crazy. You feel me? So like I said, yo, look into these books. Look into these books, especially these two. No, I can't even show a preference, because we need them all. You get what I'm saying? But if you don't like to speak and you really wanna start moving right, check out Niccolo Machiavelli, you know, so that you can move wisely. Check out Rousseau. Check out Rousseau so that you can understand the real politics, the how politics is supposed to work. You know, not just for the rich, but also for the lower class, those that don't really desire all that too much from life, where they're just comfortable being farmers. You get me? So and also check out Gene Sharp to learn about how to overcome destructive systems that you no longer agree with, tyrannical governments of that sort, you know, feudalist states, fascist states, all that crazy stuff, technocratic states that are going on right now. And educate yourself. Everybody has their own gift, you know. If you got some technological leanings, then educate yourself on politics, because you might be able to come up with some solutions to a lot of the technological stuff that are going to be going on in this era. You get what I'm saying? Learn how to protect this book. Learn how to protect the meaning, what truly stands behind this Constitution. You feel me? That right to protect yourself. The right, first of all, the right to speak and to believe and to worship and to gather in whichever way, shape, or form that you want, without violating the rights or the life of any other. And the second one, right to protect yourself against all enemy. You get what I'm saying? No, those things are fundamental, man. And people, if more people understood, like, really the real meaning, that you are your own sovereign state. Not just these United States, but you yourself, you the human being, you are your own sovereign state. You know, you have the right to enjoy this life as you see fit, without violating anybody else's comfort, or without violating any other person's right to enjoy their life. When you understand that you are a spiritual being having a human experience, that no organization or state or group of people has any right to force you to do anything that is not, within your choice, your right to choose against, my nigga. Like I said, you are your own sovereign state. You have the right to say yes or no to anything. I mean, there are things that we have to abide to and by in this reality, but there are also things that we don't have to agree to. You get what I'm saying? We don't have to agree to certain things. The Bible says, pay to Caesar what is Caesar's. Pay to Caesar what is Caesar's. Your body, unless you give the right or something to, then that's something different. But your body is yours. Your mind is yours. So choose wisely what you allow in your mind. Don't just listen to this crazy music. There is audiobooks as well. You get me? Nurture that mind so that the body and the spirit can, have something to work with. Because for the last 100 and something years, we've been being brainwashed, not just by television, but now for the last generation by these technologies that we've been misusing. So I hope, this message reaches all of y'all well, and that, y'all begin to take those right actions. Meditate heavily, 5, 10, whatever, however many times a day, so that when you come out, you end up taking those better actions and those split-second decisions. because those little things are the ones that make the biggest difference. You feel me? The world, the world is 95% mental and 5% physical. You feel me? That's just something we got from the military. In real estate, they say 20% of the work makes 80% of the difference. So remember that when you're doing 20% of the work, that's only 5% physical that we're doing right there. So long as we maintain that or we increase on it, we're gonna be good, and we're gonna create better outcomes for ourselves. Better people are gonna be coming into our lives. Better opportunities are gonna show up, and to some it's gonna seem like luck, but nah, you're gonna know that it's by design, because you've been designing your own life. So like I said, at any point in time that you see this message is gonna serve you a value. And like I said, politics, religion, and education, these things, we need to understand them. They all have their own compartmentalization. You can always break them down. Religion, spirituality, metaphysics, politics. Politics is its own religion right there in itself. And education, you feel me? Your intellectual development, your mental development, all that is all good and well, and that will keep you feel me, fine and dandy as you go on. And then everybody likes money, so you'll begin to focus on your financials. But this book is always good for all around. But I'm gonna see y'all, man. I hope this message reaches all well. It will be uploaded onto YouTube, so anybody can check it out at any point in time, over and over again. So subscribe, and leave your thoughts on it. Other than that, y'all keep enjoying this Saturday. Y'all stay blessed, and y'all have a great rest of your weekend. Hey, tomorrow, Sunday, we meditating at any place outside of our place. So go to a park, go to the city halls of your cities, of your nation state. Go to a park. Go somewhere that is public. Go somewhere and really just be yourself. Do yoga, meditate. I don't know, whatever it is. Just be you. But for me, it's meditating and reading. You get what I'm saying? Just go somewhere where you like to see some difference. Other than that, I'm gonna see y'all. One, love y'all like I love myself.